Hey fam, Master Coach G here, thriving after 50, mind, body, soul. And in today's episode, I want to shine a spotlight on Diabetes Awareness Month. This is Diabetes Awareness Month, and I want to uncover, take a deeper look at the disease diabetes. I want to look at prevention, the root cause, the cure. So for the entire month of November, I am going to be shining a spotlight on diabetes awareness. So make sure you stay tuned and share this episode because diabetes affects a lot of Americans, even children. There's over 400,000 children in America that has diabetes. So stay tuned. This is Master Coach G, and I will see you on the inside. Hey fam, Master Coach G here, thriving after 50. And in today's episode, I am shining the spotlight on Diabetes Awareness Month. Yes, it is Diabetes Awareness Month, and there are so many Americans that's dealing with the disease diabetes, whether it's pre-diabetes, type 1, type 2. There's even children, over 400,000 children in America have diabetes. So I want to shine a spotlight on this subject for the entire month of November. I want to talk about prevention, the root cause, and the cure, because I know most people think that there's not a cure for diabetes. And I'm sure you've been told that on several different occasions by your primary care or your doctor. So let's jump into this thing. Here's the thing. Lifestyle is key. You got to have key strategies for your lifestyle in order to prevent, because that's where I want to start. I want to start with preventing diabetes. I always talk about the pillars, the 4 pillars, but I definitely want to add 2 more pillars into this thing. Actually 1, because it's actually like a hyphen, if you will. I want to talk about our sleep, our water intake, our exercise, and the food that we eat, which is a number 1 factor in developing diabetes, is the food that we put inside of our bodies. But the other 2 things that I want to add is mindset and habits, because those 2 things are really, really important as the water, the sleep, the exercise, and the food that we eat. Now let's talk about the food, because when we look at our weight plays a big factor in diabetes. And if you don't know, if you have if your midsection, your belly, your stomach, your gut, whatever name you want to call it, if you have a lot of weight in that area, you might want to go get checked out, because more than likely you are either pre-diabetic or diabetic, because every disease that we develop is developed through our gut. Okay, so you may want to go and get that checked out. So losing about 5 to 7% of your body weight has been shown a significant in reducing the risk of diabetes. For example, if you weigh 200 pounds, if you target to lose between 10 to 15 pounds, that is meaningful, and not only meaningful, but it's also doable. Okay, if you just kind of take like 1 bite of the elephant at a time, 10 to 15 pounds is very meaningful when it comes to diabetes, but it's also doable as well. Weight loss improves your insulin sensitivity, and it lowers your blood sugar risk. Okay, that's the reason why we have to pay attention to our weight. Now, I did talk about the pillars, so we want to talk about regular exercise. You got to be physically active. I know most people feel like, they're on the medication, and that's all good. I never tell anyone to get off of their medication. However, you should exercise at least 150 minutes a week. Moderate aerobics activities, that can be brisk walking, it can be vigorous exercise like dancing, swimming, cycling, whatever it is that you like. Even strength resist training a couple times a week is also helpful as well. Even without weight loss, being physically active can still reduce the risk of getting diabetes. So And we want to talk about adopting a healthy eating patterns, okay? We have to focus on our eating patterns, what we're eating, what we're taking in our bodies. I strongly suggest that you get with a nutritionist, come up with a diet plan, not a diet plan on what you're eating, and focus on that, okay? Focus on minimizing processed food. Processed food, number one, is not good for you. You should be eating plenty of fruits and vegetables, beans, whole grains. Eat healthy fat, which is the unsaturated fat. Limit the saturated and trans fat. Okay, if you don't know what that is, that's why it's important to get with a nutritionist so you will know exactly what you're putting in your body. So if you're putting a lot of unsaturated fat in your body, then yes, you are definitely more at risk for diabetes. So I highly recommend that you definitely get with a nutritionist or a coach, a wellness coach, a holistic practitioner, a naturopathic practitioner, anyone that's going to help you to come up with a plan with your eating habits. Avoid the sugary drinks. I know that most of us, especially people that live here in Texas, love their sweet tea. I'm a fan of sweet tea myself. I don't drink it that often. I try to minimize, and what I use is the brown sugar. It's not refined. I do not use any type of white sugar. I don't use any artificial sweeteners either. I don't believe in those, because I find that they do more damage. My mom is not a diabetic, but she was using the Equal and the Splendor, and it started causing her to become pre-diabetic. So I do not recommend. This is just me. I don't use any type of artificial sweeteners, and I don't use white sugar. I highly recommend that you use the brown sugar. It's called, you can get it at any local grocery store. Brown sugar is actually better. It's not refined. It's not processed. So, but eliminate the sugary drinks. If you're going to drink sweet tea, definitely use the brown sugar. Stay away from the refined carbs like the white bread, the pastries, the sodas. Non-starchy foods. Eat more veggies, more whole grains, lean protein. And I would say that definitely get with the brown sugar. Definitely get with that. Here's another thing that will help you to prevent the diabetes is if you sit for a long period of time, like at your desk. If you work in an office and you're sitting at your desk all day, I would say if you have breaks throughout the day, like 15-minute breaks. So if you have a 15-minute break in the morning before lunch, get up and walk or get up and stretch. On your lunch break, get out and take a walk and stretch. If you have an afternoon break, get up and walk and stretch. Doing that throughout the day will definitely help you with your early detection of diabetes. Okay. If you have any risk factors, I would say definitely speak to your healthcare provider, your holistic health practitioner, your nutritionist, your naturopathic practitioner. Definitely get screened for your A1C. And here's what I do, but this is just me. I fast every day, 7 days a week from the time I go to bed. So my last meal is at 6 p.m. Okay, I don't eat anything unless it's a piece of fruit or a smoothie or something after 6 p.m. So after 6 p.m., I don't eat anything. So then I'm usually in bed by 8. And so when I wake up at 3 a.m., that's my prayer time and my meditation time. So I drink a smoothie before I go to the gym, and that's all that I do. So from 4 a.m. until noon, I don't eat anything. That's my time to fast. So I highly recommend that you try that, especially if your blood sugar will allow you to do that, because early detection is really the key. Lifestyle intervention, gives you better outcome, and it definitely, and healthy habits. That's the reason why I said mindset and habits. All this right here is mindset and habits that I'm talking about right now. Fasting, that's a mindset thing, and it also becomes a habit. your lifestyle, what you're doing, you're eating, you're sleeping. You need to get a minimum of 7 to 8, 9 hours of sleep every night, 7 days a week. You need to watch your water intake. That's very important. You should be hydrated all day, every day. So you should be drinking half of your body weight in water every single day. In your diet, definitely look at what you're eating. That's very vital to preventing diabetes. Definitely get to 7 to 8 hours of sleep, maybe 9 hours of sleep if you can, but a bare minimum of 7 hours of sleep every single night. Okay, that helps you to manage your stress. And here's the most important thing about sleep is that it gives your body a chance to restore itself. Okay, for example, I'll use one major organ, which is our liver. Our liver performs over 500 functions every single day. Your body cannot restore the liver in 5 hours, in 4 hours. It cannot do that. That's why 7 hours is a minimum, because our liver has to restore itself in order for us to continue to filter all the negative things that we put into our bodies. It's really important. So we need to make sure that we're getting the sleep that we need so that our bodies can be able to restore itself back to its original state, so that way we can manage our blood sugar, and we can manage our heart rate and all those things that we need to take care of. Okay, and also our stress. When we talk about getting the sleep that we need, we're talking about managing our stress, and it also impacts our metabolism as well. It affects our blood sugar. So that's why sleep is so important. Here's something else that's key when we talk about diabetes. Avoid smoking and limit your alcohol intake, okay? Because excessive alcohol is definitely not good for you. It's not good for your liver. It's not good for your diabetes, or even preventing diabetes. And that's what we want to do. We don't want to wait until we are full-blown type 1 or type 2 diabetic. We want to prevent this from happening, and we can prevent it. We can prevent it from our mindset, our habits, our water intake, our sleep, our exercise, and the food that we eat. Okay, so let's take a look at what that might look like. Okay, so walking briskly for 30 minutes every day. Okay, here's an easy way to get 30 minutes in. Walk outside the door, walk 15 minutes in any direction, and then come back, and you've just walked 30 minutes. That is the simplest way to get 30 minutes in every single day. 15 minutes in any direction and 15 minutes back, and you've just walked 30 minutes. So we want to make sure that we're getting our exercise in. Exercise is really important to preventing diabetes, okay? And choose your meals. Be very mindful of what you're eating. So instead of having fried catfish, have grilled tilapia or something. Have a salad, some stir fry, some veggies, some beans, some brown rice. All those things are good, and so and most people do like them. So I would say choose your meals with those things in mind, and make sure that you're eating healthy. Okay, make sure you're replacing those sugary drinks with water. Drink more water than any other liquid that you're putting in your body, because that helps you. Because what you're doing is you're flushing out the toxins that's in your body. And I know people say, oh, well, I hate drinking a lot of water because it makes me go to the bathroom. Well, but that's good for you. You need to be able to go to the bathroom so you can flush out the toxins that's in your body, because your liver is releasing the toxins. So you want to drink the water so that you can flush out the toxins out of your body. So reduce the sugary drinks and get with the water. I know most people say water doesn't have any taste, but hey, I have a great drink that you can pour into your water. It's actually antioxidant, electrolytes, and it's actually really, really good for you. Plus, the flavor is amazing. It's pomegranate, blueberry, plenty of antioxidants, and you also have your electrolytes that you're replacing. And it helps you to drink the water. I drink them all day, every day, especially when I'm at the gym, because I'm replacing my electrolytes. So make sure that you are drinking plenty of water. Don't forget to stand up during your breaks. Okay, get out for a walk. It's the small goals. We're not talking about anything big. I'm not saying you got to go be like me and go to the gym 2 hours a day. Yes, I go to the gym for 2 hours a day. I spend 1 hour doing cardio every single day, and then I spend 1 hour on strength training, because I want to keep my bones and my ligaments and my tendons and all that stuff strong. So I spend time at the gym. But I know the gym is not for everybody. So like I said, if you want to swim, if you want to cycle, if you want to do Zumba or aerobics or dance, walk, as long as it's physical activity, find something that you enjoy doing and do that. But while you're at work, get up and stretch, get up and move, walk on your lunch break, take healthy food for lunch, or if you're going out to eat something healthy for lunch, okay? These are the goals are that's going to help you to prevent, because we want to prevent. And I'm going to talk about, even if you do already have diabetes, we're going to talk about that as well. But, set small goals, okay? Set small goals each week on which vegetables you're going to eat with 2 of your meals. You don't have to start off big. The reason why people don't stick with things and the reason why it doesn't work for you is because you come up with this big, huge plan and you can't do it. Okay. And there's nothing wrong with that you can't do it because the plan is too big. Take small bites at a time. Say, okay, today is Wednesday or Thursday. I am going to add 1 vegetable to my meal. Okay. And you do that for a couple of days. And once you get used to having that particular vegetable or, whatever you like, add that to your meal. Cut back on the sugary drinks and cut back on the sweets. I'm not saying that you can't eat them. What I'm saying is, number 1, you have to do it in moderation. And number 2, you have to make sure that you're planning out your meals, whether it's breakfast, lunch, or dinner. All your meals need to be planned out so you can add to that. Every single day you're adding something new to that. Okay. So that way it won't be overwhelming, because it can be overwhelming. Here's the thing. Practicing holistic health, and that's what this show is all about, is holistic health. Practicing holistic health does take time, and it does take practice, and you have to be mindful, and you have to develop the habits, you have to create the routines. All that's a lot. That's a lot, and I know this. So that's why when you talk about eating the elephant, 1 small bite at a time. Do 1 thing this week, do something else next week, do something else the week after that, until you have this thing down pat, until it becomes a lifestyle. Because the end goal here is that holistic health is a lifestyle. And that is the goal, is to create a healthy lifestyle. Because here's the thing I want people to understand. I want you to be well. Wellness is wholeness, okay? Health is what you need to survive, because health is an absence of diseases. It's an absence of diabetes. It's an absence of heart disease. It's an absence of any cellular disease or gut health that we can think of. We want to prevent it from happening. So that's the reason why I want you to understand that we can prevent these diseases from happening. We can prevent them if we have the right mindset and the right habits, the right routines. We're walking, we're exercising, we're watching what we eat and put into our bodies. We're getting 7 to 9 hours of sleep every night, 7 days a week. And that while water intake is being monitored. And if you have to set an alarm on your clock, on your phone, set an alarm. It's time to drink a bottle of water. Because every time you go to the restroom, you need to come back and drink a bottle of water. Every single time. Half of your body weight in water. That is what's going to help you to prevent diabetes. Hey, that's what I have for you today. I hope this episode has added value to your life. If it has, please share it with someone that it may be a benefit to as well. Also, subscribe to my channel so that every time I drop a new episode, you will be notified. But before I get out of here, as usual, I got to say thank you to my listeners around the world, here in the United States, Canada, Australia, Russia Federation, China, Mexico, Belgium, Ireland, South Africa, Brazil, Nigeria, United Kingdom, Germany, France, Bangladesh, Ukraine, Kuwait, India, Hong Kong, Dominican Republic, Philippines, Barbados, Saudi Arabia, Spain, Japan, Netherlands, Pakistan, Indonesia, Portugal, and Samoa. I appreciate each and every one of you for listening. I thank you for joining me here on Thriving After 50 Mind, Body, Soul. This is Master Coach G, and I will see you on the next level.